Random House Audio presents the 3-Day Solution Plan. Jumpstart Lasting Weight Loss by Turning Off the Drive to Overeat by Laurel Mellin. Read for you by the author. When I was 12 years old, I was so distraught about my weight, and yet I was downing 3 cinnamon rolls, the kind with the white, thick icing, every afternoon after school. My mother was upset and she didn't know what to do, so she put me on a diet, and within 2 weeks, I hadn't lost weight. In fact, I'd gained 5 pounds. So dieting and depriving myself had made me hungrier and fatter. Diets don't work for one reason. We can't stay on them. We can't stay on them because the drive to overeat is very, very powerful. When we really want that luscious dessert, the extra spoonfuls of pasta, or that late-night snack, we're going to get it. The drive to overeat is that strong. Sure, we can force ourselves to stick with a diet for a day, a week, or even a year. In fact, we can be absolutely perfect at dieting, but sooner or later we'll relent and go back to overeating. We gain all that weight back and more. It's so frustrating. So depressing and discouraging, and it's such a waste of our energy. The solution to weight problems is to stop dieting, for the real answer is to start setting our sights on something much more powerful. That is to focus on one thing, turning off the drive to overeat. In this audiobook, I'll guide you through a 3-day plan so that you can experiment with turning off the drive to overeat. You can do it for yourself. You will watch your appetite fade, your energy increase, and your body let go of fat rather than storing it. Better yet, by the 3rd day, you will experience a new sense of clarity and vibrancy, or what we call life above the line. You can do this because you can do anything for 3 days, and these 3 days just could change your life. The whole premise of traditional weight programs is that if we just knew what to do, we could do it. We could turn away from that candy bar when we hit a low in the late afternoon. We could resist those salty, crunchy chips while watching television. Traditional weight programs are based on knowledge. They're based on knowing more, having insight, planning, making decisions, all of which are processed primarily by the thinking brain. Unfortunately, there is no significant relationship between what is processed by the thinking brain and the most primitive human drives, including the drive to eat. The drive to overeat resides in the feeling brain, and as long as our feeling brain is hardwired to trigger us to overeat, we'll overeat. Our desire for food is not rational, it's emotional. We eat when we're way high, way low, or emotionally numb, that is, lost in our thoughts, analyzing everything, and completely cut off from our feelings. This method, the solution, equips us with the skills we need to rewire our feeling brain, to turn off that drive to overeat. It maps out a healthy lifestyle that satisfies us in ways that food never could. That combination of tools and lifestyle can bring lasting weight loss without rigid dieting or weight loss drugs. It can offer us a true solution. Here's how it works. For 3 days, you just jump in and you use the plan. You just see it as an adventure. During these 3 days, you'll use the powerful mental tools of the method, and you will create a healthy, satisfying lifestyle. You don't need to worry about food so much. You'll eat delicious food, you'll exercise daily, and you will take time for love, work, play, and rest. This method is so powerful that you don't have to do this plan perfectly for it to have an astonishing effect on your weight and your life. During these 3 days, you will do 3 things. You will acquire the tools to turn off the drive to overeat. When you are in the kitchen wondering whether you should eat ice cream, cookies, or leftover spaghetti, you can reach instead for these tools and stop wanting any of them. Second, you will lose up to 6 pounds without dieting. In testing this plan, many people lost about 3 pounds in 3 days, but some lost more, all without any rigid diet. Third, you'll enjoy 3 days of personal vibrancy. Modern life makes us feel pulled in all directions, and for 3 days you will live an especially rewarding, vibrant, peaceful life. However, the most important immediate benefit of using this plan may not be the weight you lose, or even the introduction to this method. By the 3rd day, you will be likely to appreciate that there is nothing wrong with you, that you have what it takes to turn off the drive to overeat. One thing you will not do on this plan is diet. You will use instead our new 1-2-3 eating system in which no foods are forbidden. You'll also exercise, but you probably won't go to the gym unless you like going to the gym. Instead, you'll exercise daily by doing something you really love, like walking with a friend, playing sports, rocking out to music, or going for a bicycle ride. You'll also take time for love, work, play, and rest. Most important, you'll use the powerful tools of this method to begin to retrain your feeling brain so that your inner life spontaneously favors a state of clarity, vibrancy, and peace. And food will become just food, not a fix. You'll enjoy it, but you'll be perfectly capable of pushing away from the table. You'll eat less not because you're being good on a diet, but because you want less. Based on our testing of this plan, this is what you're likely to experience on each of the 3 days. Day 1 is detox time. This is the first day of experiencing a new life. It's a time of detoxing from too much sugar, fat, salt, and calories. For some, it feels as if they're detoxing and cleansing themselves. Others are emotionally attached to the food and find themselves grieving the loss of overeating for comfort and fearing that they will not be able to stay on the plan. However, most people think that this is just what they most need to do and are proud that they have started the plan. Day 2 is connection. You can do anything for 1 day, but what about 2 days? That's more challenging. The plan for the 2nd day is full of ways to gratify, satisfy, and pleasure yourself. In fact, the goal in planning that day was for you to feel so satisfied and vibrant that you wouldn't even notice that you're taking in less food. So the lifestyle part of the program emphasizes finding pleasure in your body with physical activity and with sensual activities either on your own or with a partner. Day 3 is vibrancy. This is the day when all of your effort and focus will pay off. By today, you may feel so vibrant and healthy and so free from the drive to overeat that you will amaze yourself. Even if your weight is very high or you have a long-standing attachment to overeating, your drive to overeat will begin to fade, and you will see that you have more power than you knew. It might help if you would recall a time recently when your mind turned to food. You really weren't hungry, and you definitely wanted something to eat. Perhaps you were restless, upset, bored, or stressed, and you knew that you should be dieting, but the food was calling to you. Chances are you were in a state we call below the line. The more moments of the day that we spend below the line, the more our appetites will ramp up. Every moment of every day, we are in one of 2 states, even right now. We are either above the line or below the line. The solution method gives us the tools to stay above the line more of the time, where the drive to overeat naturally fades. We check in with ourselves often, and if we're below the line, we just reach for the tools of the method and we move ourselves above the line. It's as simple as that. When our feeling brain is overloaded or out of balance, lots of things change. That's because the feeling brain, the limbic system, is the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?